Hey everyone, it's Will again. Coming back on Saturday for day two of the 3 hour game jam. I was pretty, I guess, tied up with all the construction going on in my place yesterday, so I didn't really get a chance to do this recording. So I'm trying to do it early. We'll see when they show back up again, but figured I'd get cracking on some things. So just as a precursor to this, apologies because I did not realize in the first video that on the first person controller there was an audio source in there set as like the default. So it ended up being really, really loud in that video. So I apologize for anyone or to anyone for that. But it's turned off now. In terms of what we'll be doing next, so I got a chance to kind of think about the way I sort of want to build this game. And I think what I want to do is basically have the game starts. There's basically a three, two, one, go, and then um, you have essentially 10 seconds to basically shoot as many dummies as you possibly can. Um, and then whatever that score tally is at the end is sort of your final score overall. So it's nothing too crazy, pretty basic, but that's sort of the general direction I wanted to go with it. So just to sort of kick things off for today, I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and start building a UI. Um, and just as a note, I imported some more um, assets from the asset store in Unity, just a couple of other guns. I think what I'd like to do is have like a little gun inventory system where, basically the keyboard, the key numbers 1 through 9 will control which gun you have, whether or not we put 9 in. I don't know yet, but I at least want to get some kind of system set up where it can iterate through each gun and sort of set it active within the scene. And then obviously we can play with the sound effects and have some cool things going on there. So, first things first, I'd like to get a little UI going. So I want a cursor in the middle of the screen. So I'm going to go ahead and create let's see, like a canvas first. Maybe not. Let's go raw image. There we go. And we'll call this the cursor. And just to clean things up, I'm going to create a kind of parent object for the environment. We'll call this environment. And you're going to go here. And nice. Okay. So for the cursor, we have, here we go. I'm not sure if this, yeah, here we go. Okay, so we're on the wrong side. We'll just zip on over real quick, make sure we're looking at it from the right direction. I believe that's correct. And one easy way to check this is just to see, if you click on the bottom left, there should be a little cursor coming up, bottom right. So this is actually opposite, so I gotta swing back in. Okay. So what we want to do, I think it's just going to be probably like 5 squares and like an X pattern. I think that's going to be sufficient. So let's take this cursor and we will, first of all, create a parent object. I'm going to call this full cursor. And we've got this, and we want it relative to the center. And okay, let's play with the size a little bit. So maybe let's try 0.05. What is it? Yeah, 0.05. Yeah, it looks okay. See how it goes. Y doesn't matter. Z 0.05. Oh, Y does matter. Never mind. Okay, get my axes mixed up. There's a little dot. I think that's good. And now what I'm going to do is just duplicate this and move it over a smidge. Duplicate, move it back over a smidge. Duplicate. I'm going to duplicate that first one. Duplicate, move it up. And you move you down. That's kind of rough, but maybe I'll move this one in a little bit. Kind of rough, but again, the center point is going to be the main kind of point that we reference for our ray casting when we end up trying to detect whether or not the player is shooting at a little dummy that we're going to import from the Unity asset store. So cool. We've got this cursor going, and now I want a little kind of score indicator in the top right. So I'm going to go into the canvas and create more UI, and let's say do we want a canvas? I forget which one it is. Panel maybe? Yeah, there we go. And let's bring this down. Okay, let's do this. Bring this up. That's a little big. I'm gonna pull it slightly off. Yeah, that's good enough. We can make this a little bit darker, perhaps. Yeah, I like that. Okay, and on this panel, we can go ahead and create a text. I think I'm going to use the legacy text button. I'm more comfortable with this. I want to use my time efficiently, so let's focus in on that. And what do we want to do? We want to bring this out a little bit. We don't really care about what the text is going to say right now. For now, we can maybe just put it in like a score placeholder. And we'll actually end up making a script that's going to update this based on if the player is shooting at the correct object or not. So font, it's just, well, too much. Or, yep, it. We'll have this kind of centered-ish color. Let's change this to like a bright red. I want them to be able to see it. Yeah, that's good. And then I think I'm going to maybe just drag this over a little bit. Okay. Now that we've got that score, things are looking pretty good. I wonder. Thinking about putting a panel in to show which weapon you have selected, but it's kind of self-explanatory in itself. Maybe what I could do is like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and just kind of highlight the one that's currently selected based on the number pad. Either way, I think I'm going to hold off on that for now, and if I have time later, I can go back and do that. But I guess, what we'll do now is just kind of get a basic a basic script going for the score count itself, and basically create a function within that script that says, increase the score by one. Um, and then, we can reference that script from firing script, or, eventually the raycasting script. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it in one or the other. And then that way it can kind of globally update this score. So just to make sure everything's working, first of all, I'm going to save and then go in. I'll make sure this is locked. Yep, still got a little animation going. Pew pew. Okay. So let's go into our scripts folder. And 8 C# script. Nope, we don't need you. Where'd you go? New behavior. No, I do not want it named new behavior. Create C#, and we'll call this score count. That's fine. Visual Studio going. Okay. So, nope. We're gonna have a public. We want game object, and we're gonna be referencing the text over here. So we're gonna end up kind of dragging and dropping this into the inspector. We can just call this score text. And then, yeah, and we will create a public integer named score. In case the person wants to play again, because I think we're gonna have like a start screen, quick start. It's gonna switch scenes, go into the main game, and then once this timer runs out, it's gonna put you over into the end game scene. So if the person wants to play again, I want that score variable to be reset essentially. So we'll go ahead and say score is equal to 0, and then update. We'll do the score text. Get component of the text. Text. Oh, I always forget these parentheses. Text. Oh, that's fine. Okay. I need the UI, I think. Unity Engine UI. Why is that not working? What is it named? What are you named? Unity Engine UI. There we go. Okay. Text.text is going to be we'll do a string of score like we have now. Base plus whatever that score may be. And again, we'll have this function. Alright, to return anything. Increase score. arguments. Of course, it didn't want to make the little curly bracket for me. Oh, it's because I see. So this will just be score plus plus. Simple as that. Cool. This is going to go on our global object again. So let's go ahead and get that implemented. So on the global, you go ahead and drag and drop. And the score text will be what we just created in the top right over here. Yeah. Let's go ahead and save that. And now what would I like to do? Suppose we keep going with this UI and maybe get some like the gameplay down so that it actually starts a timer. Yeah, I can always just disable it. Okay. Let's do a countdown. Let's see. So on start, we want to do. Well, first we have to declare a couple variables. So I think public float. We'll call this timer. I guess we're gonna need some. Well, we can go back and do this later. So I'm gonna call this actually real quick. Score UI, and then middle of the screen. No, maybe not in the middle of the screen, but I'm gonna create another panel. UI panel. Scale down. I think what I want to do actually is have this anchored to the top center. Go ahead, drag this up, make it a little bit score. I don't know if it's perfectly centered, but for time's sake, it's okay. Pull it off a little bit and change the. And then once again, we'll go in, create a legacy text. Scale this one up. Come on. Again, this text doesn't really matter, but for now we can just put timer. Beef up that font size. And we'll change the color to bright white. I think that works. I'm gonna move this over a little bit. let's see, this is score panel. We for timer. No, I'm sorry. Just timer. All this. Just for consistency's sake, I'm going to go ahead and add this in as well. Score text. All right, so now that we have that down, I think in object, call it timer UI, and quick float. I don't want time. Okay, this is what I was getting tripped up. So call this game length. Set it equal to 10 seconds. I think that's going to be long enough. We'll see though. I want a new function to out of here. Say initiate yes, with the right count. We can just say really all we need to do is, why are you being funky? OCD there, okay. In this function, initiate countdown, I want it to display the text. I have to wait 10 seconds, and then I want it to destroy the scene. So yield return new, wait 4 seconds of the game length. I mean, I don't know if I'm going to be going about this right. I think. And this isn't to say I don't have resources open on the left of me. And that's, you know, a lot of the time that I spent yesterday was just kind of researching and looking up, you know, examples of some of this stuff and just kind of getting familiarized with it. So, anyways, so we can do. I'm going to comment this out. So remaining time is game length, and we want timer text UI dot component text. Why do I always get tripped up on this? How do I do it? Equal to timer plus remaining. And I don't know why. I just do dot text. Mm. Why isn't this working? Okay, so we have the game object. Oh, duh, we have to initialize it. That would be why. So we can do timer text UI is going to be equal to this dot object. Uh, hmm. Sometimes these basic things just kind of go right over my head and I forget them. Blue gun. This is going to be inserted. That should be fine. I think I'm just getting caught up. Um, so okay, we can say while time 0 do it in increments of milliseconds. I think that's fine. Maybe 2 decimals. Yield. Wait. 1. Time equal F. Um, this to go in here. I don't think I'm gonna. I don't think this either. Okay, so she count that while greater than 0. I need to wait for a second, subtract a second, or I'm sorry, a millisecond, 10 milliseconds, I suppose. And then it's going to get the text component, set it equal to, yeah. Okay, so it should be looping until it hits 0. I don't know why I like to do this, but tempo down. Okay. So it's fine. And then if remain, why is that? Remaining time is equal to 0, equal to how do you, okay, I'm gonna leave this commented for now. We don't really need it to end the game at this point. So I'm gonna have to think about this, but I don't know. I think I have to go ahead and assign this. It's giving me that error. Countdown is also going to be global. Timer text UI. Boom. Missing or using a directive or an assembly reference? No. Timer text UI. Say text component. Why would it not be able to find that? Game object.get component. This is why I stick to sound, because errors like this happen and I have no idea why. Or at least I try to stick to sound. Okay. That's fine. See what happens. And nothing happens. What am I forgetting? Well, I need to probably call this function. That would be a good idea. Or start a coroutine, I should say. Do I need to do anything at the start? I guess I don't need this in the update necessarily. Yeah, I only wanted to do it once. Let's get rid of you. Save this. Now we'll see if this updates. Ah, looks like there's just way too many decimals. So how can we fix that? I believe it's F2 or something. Get it to like F2 string float. See if that works. That might kind of like the 0 before it. Go like this. Double check that that works. Yeah, looks better. Yeah. And then eventually I'll need to switch, or yeah, I think I'm going to come back to this and switch it over to a different scene. But I don't have that scene built yet, so I'm going to go ahead and build those right now. The start and end scenes. So the project scenes, we're going to create scene. Call this start. Call this thing start menu. Um, yeah, this is going to end up being a button. Um, I don't even know what I'm calling this game yet. I really don't want to get caught up with it, but whatever. Let's go ahead and expand this all the way out. Um, color. Theme is too much. I almost kind of want to create like a. That's again things I don't want to get caught up with. Let's just get the basics down for the sake of time. So. Um, this will be canvas, create UI button, and we don't have TMP essentials. So let's go pull those in. Call this a start button. Duplicate it. Drag this down. We'll call this quit. Okay. In the button. Hmm. Thought I could put text over this. Doesn't say button. Can I say button? I don't want it. I don't say start game. What am I missing? Okay, well. Oh, here we go. That's why. There. Pro. This. I don't like. This is probably a rookie move, but I'm just gonna go ahead and keep using that text legacy object just because it's a lot easier to reference these components in scripts. And yeah, I don't know. Just a matter of comfortability. Start. Oh, start game. This. Oh wait. Let's see. Start game. On this. Center it. Center it. And font. Increase. I really want to play with the fonts, but no, I'm gonna get caught up in this stuff, so let's just skip it. I'm gonna delete this quit object and just duplicate this again. Quit. Quit text UI. Let's drag this down. I'm dragging both down a little bit. I end up putting some instructions in the start. It's like 0 through 9 is select gun, shoot as many targets as you can in the like given time frame, etc. But we can do that later. Again, I just want to get the basics of the gameplay down. Let's quit. Then I might just do like a quick font generator. No, I shouldn't get caught up in this. Free. Additional colors, guns, and dummies. It's not really what I was looking for. Oh, logo. I don't think that needs an apostrophe. I'm not an English major, so. Okay, this is why I shouldn't get caught up in this, because I need to do all the crap. We'll just insert a placeholder for now. In the canvas, UI, see, guns. That's why I was spelling it wrong. Okay. Guns and dummies. Center. Okay. Feel like I might need to do a little bit more research on how to do this button again. Pretty sure it's relatively easy. But I'm not going to worry about it now. I just want kind of a general gist. Whatever. I'm going to ignore that for now. Object reference. Whatever. So let's save that scene. Let's go to the game over. We're going to create something very similar. Yeah, it might just be easier to copy and paste this. Let's get the spelling right. Convention, I guess. Text. I think I'm going to insert another one of these and put the final score in. So over text UI. Final score. Font. Color. Red. And this is going to change again based on a script and that global score count. Let's just set it for buttons. I don't want this to say game. I'd rather have this say play again. So play. Yeah. And so let me just take note. Score, crosshairs, got the start and end scenes. I think what we want to play with now, and I don't know why it gave me errors. First off, I just want to do this real quick. Oops. Build settings. Start main level. Oh. Okay. Just so I have those indexes in there. Yeah, I think this is a good place to break, just because what are we going on? Almost an hour. Yeah. Probably close to halfway through of like the allotted time. I know we can like technically go over the 3 hour time limit if we want, which I'll probably end up doing with the sounds, but I do want to have a basic game from start to finish with like an hour to spare. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna end it here. Kind of come back, think about the critical things that I really need. I don't want to just sit here and research stuff. I feel like this is pretty boring. So yeah, I'll check in with you guys in a little bit. But see you soon. I'm back. So picking up from where we left off, I'm going to add some, I guess, interconnectivity between the different scenes that we've come up with so far. So to do that, I'm just gonna go ahead and create a quick C# script. Load. Call this script changer, scene changer. Go ahead and get rid of all this stuff. So we're going to create manager for the index of the scene. So we'll call this scene index. And apologies for the background noise. I'll just switch scene. And then of course we got to add this other directory for dealing with scenes. Maybe scene management. So what are we gonna do? So we want scene manager load scene of whatever index we end up selecting. And we're gonna attach these to our buttons, so and then we'll also make a quick one for just trying to be instant. So with name so from here we're gonna go over to I think we'll go to our start scene first. And within the start game button, we're gonna drag and drop our script. Script class cannot be found. Why? Okay, so on the start button, this is going to load the first scene, which is the main level. Actually, no, we don't. What did we name? What did we name it? I which thing quick. For some reason our functions aren't showing up. I'm not sure why this isn't showing up. Um, we gotta make these public. That should do the trick. There we go, switch scene. And it should switch it over to the index 1. And then same with the quit button. We're going to drag and drop this. This we don't really care about because, well, we're actually just going to load the other function. Quit game. That should be good there. And we'll just test this out real quick. Start game. Boom, we're in. Okay. So now over to the game over. We did the same thing, so, or a similar thing, I should say. I want my button. This is going to take us to scene 1. And want switch scene. And then again for the quit button. Quit game. So I believe this is runtime only, so we can't really. Hopefully it doesn't kick me out of Unity, but well, let's just hope and pray that it is going to work during the build. Now that we got that, actually let's just test this out from the go. And I forgot one other thing. So we want to go into our countdown script. And this is that section that I was kind of putting off. So we can actually just go and say, I don't think we need this if statement. Yeah, I suppose after this remaining time, we can just say, actually, no, that is not what we want. We want scene. We'll add in this namespace, scene management. Manager. Scene 2, which is the game over script, or the game over scene. So let's go ahead and see if that works. Save this up. Yep, there we go. We play again if I can find my cursor. Let me just double check that. quit button. Quick game. That should. Okay, so we'll see what happens at runtime again, but just wanted to get a little bit of interconnectivity going. So next, what we want to do is start doing some ray casting. So this is going to actually allow our gun to point and aim at something and determine whether or not the player, accurately shot the gun. So that being said, in our laser fire script, which is really going to act as like the general script for all guns, if I do get to adding more guns, because we are kind of pushing it on time. Would like to spend some time in my DAW to build some of these sound effects, but for now, let's just get some basic functionality going. So we are going to make a ray equal to camera screen point array. We want our mouse position, so that'll be at the center of the screen. Go raycast. Good. Fired. This is what, 4 nested if statements. Oh well, there's probably a better way to do this, but if so I don't know if I forget if I've shown the dummy yet, but I'll pull that in. But essentially what we're going to do is assign it a tag, and basically, since there's going to be a bunch of these things, it's just going to look at the tag and say, if it's part of this group, then you have a successful hit, that sort of thing. So let's actually, we have to create a couple more variables. So private, so we're going to pull in script. We want the score count. And then private game object, and then this will be our kind of dummy target. Call it target. Yeah. So if the hit object compare tag, this will be the target prefab. You want the tag of the target prefab, sorry.
Te digo nada de Trijam, right?
And then we're going to use our increase score function. What's going on here? Okay. So essentially, in a nutshell, this is just saying, we want array to point out from the mouse position, or from, I'm sorry, our gun to the mouse position for the cast array out. It's going to look to see if it collides with anything. If it does, it's going to check the tag to see if it has that tag that we're going to place in the dummy. And if it does, we're going to increase the score. And see if this works, but just so I can pull this into the game. Level. Let's go to. All right. So this is one of the assets I pulled in from the Unity store. Training dummy. And you know what? I would actually like to edit this a little bit. So let's make this collider smaller. Because I don't want to have to deal with the mesh collider. I think we're going to have a lot of these. And let's say Ossia. Come on. Make it rather small, just so that they have to really kind of hit the body. I don't want like a arm shot counting as a hit. Yeah, I think that's fine. So, and it's a little bit small, so let's scale it up a little bit. Scale. I don't know, 25%, something like that. See how it looks. Yeah, that's good enough. So, just pull in a couple of these guys. Rotate them around. So, this works. Our score count should go up. And they still have their animations on, that's why. So, back to the prefab. Let's just create a state. That is the default. That way they shouldn't be flopping around with whatever they came with. And the score is not increasing. That is because the collider, let's see. It is a trigger. That's probably why. And we're still not getting anything. Oh, that's because I have not defined which element is the the target prefab. So where is our script? You oh, it's not global. So we'll have to see if this works. This is kind of a trial and error thing, but this might have to go on the FPS itself. So let's get our scripts loaded. Score count is going to go here. I don't want to, so go. And then the target prefab is training W prefab, right? Okay, let's see if this works. If it doesn't, I'm gonna pull that full script over to, well, it looks like it's just going up no matter what. And that's because I have not added the tag as well. Tag me. Just to double check. It should have done it, but I guess not. There we go. Now it should get the tag. 0, 1. There we go. Sweet. So now we actually have something registering when we shoot. So, I think what I'm going to do is just end up putting a bunch of these things in here. The theme is too much. I think having like 200 of these things is, fits along with the theme. Simple, and I know it's not very exciting, but again, we're limited on time here, so I'm just going to go ahead and start duplicating these things and dragging and dropping them everywhere. So. Something like that. And I'm just going to select all these, duplicate. Duplicate. Okay. Um, 8. Kind of wacky, but I do want it to somewhat follow the theme. It's fine.
Dicho nada.
Take all of these. Yep. Yeah, this game is not going to be that exciting. But the functionality is there, and that's really what I was trying to accomplish. So um, I'll take it. Let's go run around and see how this works. Again, very unexciting. I'll definitely get some sound in there to add a little bit of flair, but um, yeah, that's gonna be the general gist of our game. Go ahead, organize these because I don't like seeing all this stuff. Training dummies. All right. And then one more thing I wanted to double check was the score at the end. But it does not currently give you the final score. Um, so I just have to recall where we count days X. Public. Dot, final,
Todos que
um,
¿Cuándo fue? Ayer.
I'm just going to copy this, change this to final score. Equal to final score plus score. Okay. So let's score. Okay, so we want to go over to our other scene. Not in there. And this text box.
Esta bolsa la usé.
Final score. With this.
Aquí.
Hmm. Okay, well, call this global component score count. Score. This might throw a fit and give me an error, but let's see. We can get rid of this actually and just use the same number. And then in our global score text, I'm gonna put the score in here. I'm getting tripped up on this. It isn't too big of a deal. I think if people can keep track of it, that's fine. Delete you. And delete you. Because I am running out of time. So I'm gonna go ahead and make a build of this real quick. Let me just check out the build settings. Start, main level, game over. Yep. Yep. And see, I already did a test version of this. Going on my funky stuff is, I guess you guys probably can't see this, but on my other monitor, I'm playing the game. The panel for the score is very, very big, so I assume it's trying to scale with the screen size or something, but let's go take a look. Let's check the score panel out. Stretch, no, we want it anchored. That is why. Okay, so that should solve it. Yeah, for a 3 hour game, I'm not too disappointed. I know there isn't a whole lot of like functionality or I guess variations in the game itself. I wanted to do that weapon system. I ended up getting pretty tied up in the code with that. I didn't think I was going to be able to fit it in. And then with that comes like the animations, and then that kind of started to create issues script wise. So there were a few things I guess I didn't really get accomplished in this game, but I'd still like to spend a good amount of time trying to do some sounds. I don't really know. Obviously I'm gonna try and make a laser sound, but I think it's gonna be repetitive. Maybe I'll throw in some like wildly different variations just to throw the player off. It is a theme of too much, so I don't know. But either way, next video should be the last video. I'm gonna do all the sound building in my DAW, try and create like an ambiance, maybe a music track, and then some basic sound effects. So footsteps, gun firing, maybe like a metal ping if it hits a target. And yeah, we'll kind of brainstorm through that. But I think this is a good point to break off. But yeah, I should. I'm gonna comb through this, maybe just polish a few things up. I'll be sure to let you guys know if I do. But for now, I will see you guys in the next video.